welcome to TCSN. I'm Riley Hobbs, and first up is world news. There were burning of niqabs, a girl's headscarf, in the streets of Syria. Not out of protest, though, out of celebration. Manjibi residents are finally freed from the stranglehold of ISIS. They celebrated in the streets Saturday, cutting off beards, burning niqabs, and smoking cigarettes, things they weren't allowed to do during the terror's two-year rule over the city. Rejoice broke out in many neighborhoods after ISIS extremists lost control of Manjibi to U.S.-backed rebels, and the center of the city was liberated. One man said, "Here, they used to execute people and hung their heads here and leave it for 3 days. They would execute people for anything, using the excuse he did not believe." Defeating the extremists in Manjibi blocks the supply route ISIS has between its heartland of Iraq and Turkey. ISIS seized Manjibi around 2 years ago and has used the city as a focal point for recruiting and processing foreign fighters. And now ISIS is losing its ground in the Libyan stronghold Sirte. The SDF, Syrian Democratic Forces, had flushed most of the ISIS extremists from Manjibi by last week, but on Friday, the last of the militants began to flee. Another person said, "Any civilian who attempts to leave, they immediately shoot at him or her. While my colleagues provide cover, we get people out. We provide food to some of the civilians and took them to safety. We only still need delivery about 5% of the area." The Pentagon said it had received reports of the extremist fighters were mixing with civilians to use them as human shields. ISIS has consistently shown the willingness to put innocent lives at risk, an obvious violation of not only laws of armed conflict, but common human decency, he said. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights has documented the deaths of 1,744 civilians and fighters since May 31st. In the part of the world where most news is unpleasant, I'm glad I got to report some good news. And now to Audrey with national news.
Thank you, Riley. Have you ever lost everything in a quick second? Have you ever been close to drowning? Well, the people all around Louisiana have experienced that. Over 6 trillion gallons of rain fell in just 1 week. Right now in Louisiana, flash floods have taken itself way too far. There's enough water to fill half the ocean. This is costing the U.S. billions of dollars. Over 40,000 homes were destroyed and over 100 were killed and 1,000 rescued. People had to evacuate homes and leave loved ones behind. The currents are so strong they're taking people off their feet, cars off the road, and houses off the foundation. Since people can no longer drive their cars, they are taking canoes and kayaks down the street. Volunteers from all over the country are coming to help with this sad and scary disaster. This has been a tragic event, and we hope it stops soon. Other states have experienced the same weather and same floods, but Louisiana has been affected by this the most. We wish you the best of luck, Louisiana.
On Monday, August 15th, 7 tornadoes touched down in Indiana. 3 tornadoes were seen in Hendricks County, which got the most damage of all. The strongest tornado was an EF2 tornado, which means it had up to 135 mile-per-hour wind speeds and caused significant damage. 4 more tornadoes were reported to have touched down in Tippecanoe County, Boone County, Hamilton County, and Howard County. Meteorologists believe that a few of the sightings could have been one tornado that touched down in multiple times along one path. Even though there were reports of serious damage, such as significantly damaged cars, fallen trees, and large amounts of debris, there were no serious injuries. And now to Chase with Tech News.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm Chase, and I'm here to talk about some big news. On August 17th, a company called Hybrid Air Vehicles launched the world's largest aircraft called the Airlander 10. The Airlander is a large blimp-like aircraft that's filled up with helium to allow it to fly. Despite its size of being 302 feet long, the Airlander is very light, so that way it can carry up to 22,000 pounds of cargo. The Airlander stayed in the air for 10 days and can even stay in the air for weeks. It is made to fly at about 20,000 feet in the air, which makes it perfect for carrying supply to other countries or even traveling to places as a passenger aircraft. The Airlander 10 was modeled to fly with or without a manual pilot, and it is capable of landing on nearly any surface, making it perfect for even the military to supply cargo, or any type of cargo transporting for that matter. The company Hybrid Air Vehicles is even thinking about selling the model to larger companies and having models like it created for military cargo, or to tourists traveling, and many other uses. And now to Anthony Burke with some good news.
Hi, I'm Anthony, or Ant. Have you ever had a fire? Worried about your pets? Well, the fire department has something for your pets. There's these oxygen masks for pets, and they're designed just for saving your beloved friends' lives. In Ohio, and a new law was passed, and it takes effect on August 31st, making it clear that first responders can administer first aid to pets rescued from fires. The previous law suggested pets had to be taken to Austin's veterinarian, but it wasn't clear on what treatment was allowed if the animal was not breathing. Firefighters around the state now stock oxygen masks made specifically for different sized dogs or cats and other animals. The masks have a record of saving pets' lives. The masks cost about $90 each, and first responders need several different sizes for different animals. Private donations to buy the masks have spurred some departments to realize their effectiveness, include new purchases in their budget. The New York, Ohio Fire Department reports using the mask 8 times in the last 2 years to save pets' lives. So hopefully this could really change pets' lives and our lives. That's all, folks. Time to take off. Thanks for watching TCSN.